Good morning, children. We are going to see the continuity part of plant anatomy. In the plant anatomy, we are going to see the internal structure of a dicot root. So, dicot root internal structure, example, we are seeing a bean. So, in this diagram, it is very clearly showing how the dicot root, the transverse section of a dicot root. So, dicot root is having four internal parts. So, what are that? That is epibellum, epiblemma, cortex, endodermis, stele. So, in the stele only we are seeing pericycle, vascular bundle and pith. So, epiblemma, the outermost layer of dicot root, tiers of dicot root is epiblemma. It is unicellular rooted hair is present. You are seeing here the epidermis, that is the epiblemma is present. Root hair is also present. The single layer unicellular root hair is present, and also the here the cuticle and stroma are absent in this epidermic layer of root region. So, next we go to cortex region. So, cortex, the inner layer of the dicot root is cortex region. You see here the multi-layer of zone is present. It is made up of thin-walled parenchyma cells. It is made up of thin-walled parenchyma cell. What is the uses of this parenchyma cell? It stores the food and water. So, next we go to endodermic layer. So, next to cortex, we seeing a single layer of a cell, outside. It is called as a endodermis, the innermost layer of the cortex. The cell are see here barrel shaped cells we are seeing here. The barrel shaped cells we are seeing here. It's a well closely packed and a band like a thickening. There are radial and inner tentacular walls are called Casparin stripe. So, thinner layer is called, that is Casparin stripe. So, here it helps to movement of water and dissolve salt in the cortex into xylem region. You see here, this is a Casparin stripe. So, this is a endodermic layer. Next small layer is called a Casparin stripe. Through this Casparin stripe only the dissolved water and dissolved salts are entering into the xylem region. So, next we go to stele. So, stele is made up of three regions, that is called as pericycle, vascular bundles. Pericycle, vascular bundle and pith. So, in this pericycle, you see here the pericycle. This is a pericycle region. So, in this pericycle, inner to endodermis lies a single layer of pericycle. It is site of origin of lateral roots. Next we go to vascular bundle. Vascular bundle is made up of xylem and phloem. Here, so the xylem is exoarch and tetraarch. So, why is called tetraarch? 4 vascular bundles are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, it is tetraarch. Tetraarch vascular bundle we are seeing here. The tissue present between xylem and phloem is called conjunctive tissue. Here you are seeing a tissue, no? This region is called as a conjunctive tissue. So, between the xylem and phloem is called as a conjunctive tissue. In a dicot root, it is made up of parenchyma cells. In a dicot root, the conjunctive tissues are made up of parenchyma cells. So, young root containing pith, where is old root, that is pith is absent. So, where is a pith? In center part is called as a pith. So, metaxylem, why it is called exoarch? Metaxylem is facing it lies towards the center. So here see the metaxylem is in a center. Metaxylem is in a center. Protoxylem is in a outer region. So it is called as a exoarch. 4 xylem is there. 4 layers of xylem is there. So it is called as a tetrarch. So in this structure, in a dicot root, so epiblemma, outer layer is called epidermis, epiblemma, root hair is present. Inner region is called as a cortex. Cortex is made up of parenchyma cells. It is stored the food item. So next is still it is made up of that means made up of vascular bundle and as pericycle. So pericycle, vascular bundle and phloem and pith are present. So xylem and phloem is arranged alternately in matter. It is a 4 xylems are there, 4 layer of xylems are there. So it is tetracycle. So metaxylem is present in a center. So it's exoarch. Where we see in a pith, in a young plant we see in a pith, and old root we not seen in a pith region. So next we go to monocot. So monocot root, in a monocot root, here epiblemma, the rhizodermis or outer layer is called as a rhizodermis. Outer layer is called as a rhizodermis. In this epiblemma, outermost layer of the root is here also root hair is present. So stomata and cuticles are absent in a root region. So next we go to why here parenchyma cells are present. The root hair helps parenchyma cells are also present. Parenchymatous cells are present. So the root hair is present for absorbing water and minerals. So next we go to cortex region. So this region is called as a cortex region. So multi-layer large zone of composed parenchymatic cells are present in a cortex region. So in a endodermis, it is the innermost layer of the cortex is called Casparin strip. Here also we are seeing a Casparin strips. Here also we are seeing a Casparin strips. Casparin strip is present. So next we go to thicken. In this thickening made up of, in the Casparin strips are made up of made up of subbrain. So next we go to steel. Steel is what are present in a steel region. Same like here also pericycle, vascular tissue and pits are present. So in a pericycle, single layer of thin layer of pericycles are there. Then vascular bundle here consists of many patches of xylem and phloems are arranged. In this diagram you are seeing many xylem and phloems are arranged. So it's a polyarch. What type of polyarch? Same like here also metaxylem is in center. Metaxylem is in center. Metaxylem is center region and protoxylem is outer region. So it is called exoarch. So many layer of xylem and phloems are present. So it is called as a polyarch. Here also the center pith is present. Pith is made up of parenchyma cells. So amount of starch are stored in this, food items are stored in this region. So here this is the structure of monocot, TS structure of monocot root stem, monocot root region. Next we go to monocot stem, where we see the monocot stem in a maze. This is a diagram, microscopic diagram. The TS of monocot stem, you are seeing it is a skeletal like a structure in a xylem and phloems are present in the form of skeletal like a structure. So monocot stem, TS of monocot stem, good example we are seeing a mice. So here also epidermis is present. Here also epidermis is present, outer side. Epidermis outermost layer made up of parenchyma cells, and a cuticle and cuticle is present. Cuticle is present. Here multicellular hair are absent. Multicellular hairs are absent and stomata also absent. Here in a root region we are seeing a hairs, but here there are no hair is here. So the same like stomata is also absent. So what is present? Otherwise cuticle is present in here, in the epidermic layer. So next layer is called hypodermis. It is made up of few layer of sclerenchyma cells. Some collenchyma cells or chlorenchyma cells are also present. It gives mechanical support to the plant. Next we go to ground tissue. Ground tissue, it's made up of parenchyma cells. These are the ground tissues which is made up of a parenchyma cells. That's cortex region. So next we go to vascular bundle. Vascular bundle, it is already I told, it is a skull shaped vascular bundle. Here in this diagram we are clearly see the vascular bundle is skull shaped vascular bundle. So in this vascular bundle, this vascular bundle consists of metaxylem and protoxylem. Xylem vessels are arranged in a V or Y shape. You see here it is V or Y shaped. The metaxylems are arranged. So metaxylems and protoxylems are arranged in a V shaped manner. In a mature vascular bundle, lowermost is a protoxylem. So disintegrate and form a cavity. Mature mode, the protoxylem is disintegrate, it form a cavity. The cavity is called as a protoxylic lacuna. So we are seeing here. Next we go to phloem. The phloem, it consists of sieve tube elements combined of cells. The phloem is parenchyma and phloem fibers, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers are absent here. So next we go to pith. Pith is not differentiate in monocot stem. We never seen a pith in this monocot stem region. This is the structure of monocot. So next we go to TS structure of a dicot stem. So in the dicot stem, a good example they are given here, sunflower. So in this dicot, it is epidermis is outer layer, same like epidermis is the outer layer. Epidermic hairs are also present. It is trichome like a structure. So the single layer of parenchyma cells are present here. It's covered with a cuticle for productive function. Here the cuticle is also present. So cuticles also present. So epidermic layer, epidermic trichome hair like a structure is present. Next we go to cortex region. Cortex region, hypodermis is present to 3 or 6 layer of colon. It's made up of collenchyma cells. Give a mechanical support to that. Next middle cortex is made up of a chlorenchyma cells. While for a photosynthesis, presence of chloroplast. So it is a middle cortex region. Middle cortex region. Next we go inner cortex region. It is also made up of a parenchyma cells. Made up of a parenchyma cells. So next we go to inner cortex region. It gaseous section and stores of food materials. In these two function is taken place in the inner cortex region. So next we go to endodermic layer. The innermost layer of the cortex is a single layer. It's a barrel shaped. You are seeing a here. It's a barrel shaped endodermis is present. So in this endodermis region, it is the barrel shaped also having a dot like a structure. It is called as a starch grains. Starch grain. It is also called as a starch sheet. Next we go to steel region. Here also pericycle, vascular bundle, pith are present. So pericycle means it is a vascular bundle and endodermic occurs between vascular bundle and endodermal region. Next we go to alternative path of sclerenchyma cells. Next we go to vascular bundle, a conjoined, collateral, endoarc and open type of a vascular bundle. Here vascular bundle is a ring around the pith region. Here you see the vascular bundle. So it is conjoined collateral. I already seen the metaxylem is faced to the outer region, protoxylem is faced to pith region. So next to the pith large central parenchyma, these regions are called as a pith region. It's stored of food materials. This is a structure of dicot stem. So dicot stem, good example, sunflower, epidermic layers are there, cuticle is present, then hypodermic cortex region, they are divided in hypodermis, middle cortex, inner cortex, next endodermis region are there, stele, pericycle, vascular bundle, it is xylem and phloems are arranged in a ring manner. It has pith is present. Next, it is conjoined, collateral, endoarc and open vascular bundle is there. Next, we go to dicot, transverse section of dicot leaf. Transverse section of dicot leaf. Good example, mango. So, in this dicot leaf, see the two epidermic layers, the outer epidermic, upper epidermic layer and lower upper epidermic layer and lower epidermic layer. So upper epidermic layer is made up of single layer in parenchymatous cells. It is without intracellular space is the stomata are less in number in the upper epidermic layer. So lower epidermic layer is a single cell parenchymatous cells within thin cuticles are there. So next it is containing numerous stomatas are that is stoma or stomatas are we are seeing here. So the chloroplasts are present only in a guard cell. The lower epidermic helps to exchange gases and loss of water vapor also happen here. You see that stomata, how the stomata is present. So upper epidermis less number of stomata and lower epidermis more number of stomata we are seeing. Next we go to mesophil, the tissue present between upper and lower epidermis is called as mesophil. It differentiates into palacetic parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. So here see, this is a spongy parenchyma cells, it is a palacete parenchyma cells. So palacete parenchyma is present in the upper epidermic region. It is elongated in nature. These cells have the intracellular space and take part of photosynthesis. Lower where in the palacete parenchyma tissue, after we are seeing a spherical shape or oval shape of a cells, it is called as a spongy parenchyma cells, irregular in shape. Here what happened, it helps for gaseous exchange. In a palacete parenchyma help for photosynthesis, spongy parenchyma it is help for gaseous exchange. Next we see the vascular bundle. So vascular bundle, it's a midrib, it's a larger vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral and closed type of vascular bundle. Each vascular bundle surrounded by sheath of parenchymatous cell called bundle sheath. Each vascular bundle consists of xylem lying towards the upper epidermis and phloem is towards the lower epidermis. So upper epidermis, what is present? Xylem is present. Here see, xylem is present in upper epidermis. Phloem is present in a lower epidermic region. So it is a conjoined, collateral and closed vascular bundle. So conjoined collateral means what is conjoined collateral? In the tissue system is also we are seeing conjoined collateral. So phloem and xylem, how it present? So phloem and xylem arranged in the same arc, it is called as a conjoined in nature. So next we go to monocot leaf. So monocot leaf, which example they are giving here. So the diagram they are given here, monocot leaf, TS of monocot leaf. So monocot leaf, epidermics are there. In the monocot leaf also upper epidermis and lower epidermis is present. So monocot leaf, upper and lower epidermis is made up of parenchyma cells only. So the cuticle is present on the outer wall of stomata, or present on both upper and lower. In both upper and lower, the stomata is present and also cuticles also present. So next we seen in a mesophyll. So this is a mesophyll region. Mesophyll, it is a ground tissue that is present between both epidermic layer. So the mesophyll is not differentiated into palassite and spongy. In a dicot leaf, we are seeing two types of mesophilic region, that is a palassite parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. But here only one type of cell is there. It is not differentiated into palassite and spongy. So it is irregular in shape with the intercellular space of the cells are contain chloroplast. Next we go to vascular bundle. Large number of vascular bundles are there. So are present, some of which is small and some are larger in depth. Each vascular bundle is surrounded by parenchymatous bundle. The vascular bundles are conjoined, collateral and closed. The xylem is present towards the upper epidermis, phloem is present to the lower epidermis. So it is xylem is present towards the upper epidermis and phloem is present towards the lower epidermis. So it is called as a conjoined, collateral and closed type of vascular bundle we are seeing in a monocot leaf. Next we go to chloroplast structure, plastic. So there are double membrane bounded organelles found in the plants or some algae. They are responsible for preparation and storage of food. There are three types of plastids, are chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. So now we are going to see the structure of chloroplast. So the chloroplast is in a green plastid containing green pigment called chlorophyll. The chloroplast are oval in shape. You are seeing the chloroplast are oval in shape. And the oval shaped organelle having diameter of 2 to 10 micrometer and the thickness is 1 to 2 micrometer. It having the envelope, stomata, thylakoids and the grana. So the outer envelope, the outer layer, the chloroplast envelope is outer and inner membrane which is separated by intermembrane space. We are seeing here outer and inner membrane, outer membrane and inner membrane. The space is here. It is called as a intermembranal space. Next we go to stroma. Stroma, it present in matrix region. It contains DNA, 70S ribosome and other molecules are request for protein synthesis are present here. Next we go to thylakoid. So it consists of thylakoid membrane that enclose thylakoid lumen. So it is a stalk of a disc-like structure is called as a grana. It is called as a grana. The stalk it is called as a grana or granum. Grana means some of the thylakoid are arranged in the form of disc-like a structure. You see here arranged dishes like a structure. It is called as a grana. So they are interconnected to each other of membrane of lamella lumen. So it is called as a free channel. So what is the function of chloroplast? So we see the structure of chloroplast here. Next we go to function of chloroplast. The function of chloroplast is photosynthesis, storage of starch, synthesizing of fatty acids, storage of lipids and formation of chloroplast. So this is a function of a chloroplast. Here now we are going to see the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, photo means light, synthesis means built. The process by which autotrophic organisms like green plants, algae, chlorophylls containing bacteria utilize energy from sunlight to synthesize their own food. The process is called as a photosynthesis. So here how the photosynthesis is taking place. This is also another structure of water, our ultrastructure of chloroplast. So photosynthesis, during the process oxygen released. So when it's sunlight, carbon dioxide, water combined to form with the presence of light and chlorophyll. They are producing glucose plus water plus oxygen. So where does this photosynthesis occur? The photosynthesis occur in a green plants of leaves, stems and flowers or floral buds. So the rule of synthetic process, sunlight in a photosynthesis. So here two types of reaction is taking place, photosynthesis is taking place. One is a light reaction, another one is a dark reaction. So light reaction means light dependent photosynthesis. This is discovered by Robin Hill. In 1939, Robin Hill discovered light reaction. So this reaction takes place in the presence of light energy in a thylakoid membrane region. So in this chemical reaction, chemical energy of ATP and NADPH during this oxygen is involved for photosynthesis. Next we go to dark reaction, or otherwise called as a light independent reaction, biosynthetic phase we call. This is also known, another name is called as a Kelvin cycle. It's a second step of photosynthesis, is carried out in the stroma region of chloroplast. So during this reaction, carbon dioxide is reduced into carbohydrate with the help of a light generating ATP and NADPH. It is called as a Kelvin cycle, carried in absence of light, So it is called as a light independent reaction or dark reaction. So how the reaction is taking place, we are seeing carbon dioxide with help of water molecule, light and also presence of chloroplast, they producing carbon dioxide, water molecule, presence of light, they are producing glucose, releasing oxygen and some water molecule they are releasing. So the overview of Hill and Kelvin cycle is this. So the light dependent and light independent, how the ATP and NADP is taking place, and also producing glucose. Glucose, another name is here they are given a sugar. So this is a overall view of Hill and Kelvin cycle reaction. So next what is the factors affecting photosynthesis? There are two factors, internal factor and external factor. Internal factor means pigment, leaf age, accumulation of carbohydrate and hormones. Next, external reaction. External reaction, light, carbon dioxide, temperature, water and mineral elements also affecting the photosynthesis process. Next we go to mitochondria. The structure of mitochondria. Mitochondria filamentous granule cytoplasmic organelle present in a cell. This is discovered by Kolekar in 1857. It is otherwise called as a mitochondria is referred to as or otherwise called as a powerhouse of the cells. So structure of mitochondria. So mitochondria structure, here the mitochondrial membrane is present, cristae is present and oxysome, mitochondrial matrix are present, three regions are present. So mitochondrial membrane, it's a two membrane called inner and outer membrane. It's outer and inner membrane. Each membrane is 60 to 17 Armstrong thicken. Outer membrane is smooth and freely permeable. So here the protein and lipid, and it contains enzymes, proteins and also lipids. So next we go to cristae. Here we are seeing a cristae. Here we are seeing a cristae region. The inner mitochondrial membrane give rise a finger like a projection. It is called as a cristae. Finger like a projection is called as a cristae. This cristae increase the number of inner surface of a area of mitochondria, whole variety of enzymes. So oxysomes, the inner mitochondrial membrane bear a minute, regular spaced tenuous racket shaped particle is called as a oxysome or F1 particle. They help for they are helps for ATP synthesis. If F1 particle, it is called as F1 particle or oxysomes. Mitochondrial matrix region. We are seeing here mitochondrial matrix region. It's a complex of proteins, mixture of protein and lipids are there. Matrix contain enzymes for Krebs cycle, mitochondrial ribosomes, tRNAs and mitochondrial DNAs are present in this matrix region. So here seen the F1 structure of F1 particle, F1 portion is there and stalk portion is also here. It is a structure of F1 or otherwise called as oxysomes. So they are involved for ATP synthesis. So they are synthesizing ATP, so it is called as synthesize ATP, so it is called as a powerhouse of the cell or a ATP factory of a cell. ATP factory. This is a function of mitochondria. It helps the cell to maintain normal concentration of calcium ions. It regulates the metabolic activity of the cell. So next we go to respiration. So here there are two types of respiration taking place in a plant. One is aerobic respiration, another one is anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration takes place without oxygen. So glucose is converted into ethanol. Glucose is converted into ethanol or lactate in some bacteria. So here, ethanol, it is lactic acid or ethyl alcohol and energy is produced here. So here see, so how the reaction is taking place. The C6H12O6 is a glucose. So this glucose will without oxygen. So the glucose are converted into ethanol and releasing some carbon dioxide and releasing some energy. This is without oxygen the reaction is taking place. It is called as anaerobic respiration. So next we go to aerobic respiration. So store the food get help complete oxidation of carbon dioxide and water with the releasing of some energy. So this aerobic respiration, cellular, it is otherwise called cellular respiration. So with help of oxygen, the taking place. So releasing carbon dioxide, water and energy. It occurs in most of the plants and animals. The reaction is given here. So C6H12O6, the glucose with the help of oxygen is converted into the releasing carbon dioxide, some water molecule and some ATP they are releasing here. So this aerobic respiration is taking place in 3 steps. One is glycolysis, another one is a Krebs cycle, another one is a electron transport chain or system. So first glycolysis. So glycolysis means glucose splitting. It is the breakdown of one molecule of glucose into 6 carbon and into 2 molecule of pyruvic acid. The other 3 carbons are releasing. Glycolysis takes place in cytoplasm of cell. So this is the first step of both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So next we go to Krebs cycle. This is a cycle occur in mitochondrial matrix region. So it is discovered by Sir Ernest Krebs. So it is called as a Krebs cycle. At the end of the glycolysis, 2 molecular pyruvic acids enter into mitochondria. The oxidization of pyruvic acid into carbon dioxide and water. They takes place through this cycle. It is called as a tricarboxylic acid cycle. So next we go to electron transport. So it is called as a TCA cycle. Krebs cycle, TCA cycle, organic acid cycle. So the citric acid cycle, pyruvate cycle. So many names are there in a Krebs cycle. Next we go to electron transport chain of system. This is accumulated through the system of electron carrier complex called electron transport chain. Where it takes place in a inner mitochondrial membrane of crystal. The inner membrane of mitochondria, NADDH2 and FADDH molecule formed during glycolysis and Krebs cycle oxidized by NADT and FADT released in the energy. The electrons as they move through the system releasing energy. This is trapped by ATP to the synthesize ATP. This is called as a oxidative phosphorylation. So it is called as a electron transport cycle or oxidative phosphorylation cycle. In this process, oxygen's ultimate acceptor of electron get reduced to water. Next we go to respiratory quotient or Q. Respiratory quotient is the ratio of a volume of carbon dioxide liberated and volume of oxygen consumed during the respiration. It is expressed as a RQ. RQ is equal to volume of carbon dioxide evolved and volume of oxygen absorbed. This is called as a RQ. RQ is called respiratory quotient. That's all. Here we stop the first lesson, that is called plant anatomy and plant physiology. Plant anatomy and plant physiology. So in this lesson, start from the structure of tissue, the tissue system we are seeing, and internal structure of dicot root, monocot root, the tiers of stem, dicot, monocot stem, dicot leaf and monocot leaf we are seeing here, and also the structure of chloroplast, structure of mitochondria, how the photosynthesis is taking place. The next what is the structure of mitochondria, then types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration, what are the cycles are taking place in aerobic respiration we are seeing, and also respiratory quotient we are seeing. Here we have stopped the lesson plant anatomy and plant physiology. Thank you children.